This is the tarot readings, all signs of the zodiac, and it is for Monday and the week ahead. Getting back into it. So one of my children is back in school today and the other one gets the anxiety, so I said to her, don't start back today because it's a Friday, start back Monday, because otherwise she's got to go through the anxiety twice. Because after the weekend she'll be anxious to start back on Monday, so it just makes more sense, doesn't it, just to leave it, start back Monday, because you just get too anxious otherwise. So that's what's going on with me. Yeah, thanks for being patient over what was our Christmas. You might not celebrate Christmas, I don't know, but it was our Christmas the last couple of weeks, so that's why I haven't been doing as many videos. So thank you for understanding that. And I'm going to use this deck for our relationship message today. So we're going to see what the messages are from Spirit for all signs of the zodiac. And if you know your astrology chart, you might be able to watch a few of the different messages, a few of the different star signs. I'm going to use this Brian Froud deck, which I haven't used for quite a while, to see what Spirit is helping us with. I keep it in this cute little pouch. It's one of those decks that comes like in a really big box, which I find a bit of a shame because I don't really like having to keep it in a massive box. So I don't know what changes are going on with you. Obviously, we're going through challenges in this matrix all of the time. And that's why we use the tarot. We consult, as they say, consult with the tarot to get some messages from Spirit to help us on our journey as we travel through this matrix, as we travel through this incarnation. So hopefully the tarot does help you. And yeah, I've been going through quite a few changes over the Christmas period, and it's nice. It's very nice. I feel a lot more like, you know, getting back to my true self, which is what it's all about, getting back to our true source, our true self. So that's the true awakening, back to Spirit. And that's what the guru said, that the whole point of our incarnation is. That's the whole point, not helping other people, not a particular purpose. It's everybody's purpose is to return back to their true nature as spiritual beings. So that's all that really matters, is just working on that every day as much as we can. And that's what our soul family is all about. You know, we don't want to be a false self. We don't want the restrictions of society or our upbringing, other people's opinions. We don't want any of that. It's just getting back to our authentic true self, our true nature. So if you want a tarot reading, you're very welcome. Just contact me. And if you want a birth chart reading, I do them in a particular way that will help you kind of get to the real nuts and bolts of who you are, so you've got absolute clarity on what Spirit has intended you to be like in this lifetime. Okay, so that you don't get confused anymore over who you are, or how you should approach your life, because that's the problem with the ego. The ego is very fragmented, and because it's so fragmented, that's why one day you might feel one particular way, then another day you start to feel a completely different way. And then what happens is human beings end up going round and round in circles, you know, and often get very stuck in the same cycles because we're constantly shifting from different parts of the ego, you know. And so the birth chart, when I do that with you, you will have absolute clarity over who you are as Spirit intended you to be, so that you don't keep getting caught up in these internal conflicts and just keep feeling like you're all over the place. You see what I mean? I hope I'm explaining that right. I am going to try and do some videos on it, but I always have to wait till Spirit tells me to do them. I can't just do it now. I have to wait until Spirit says, Kerry, start doing it. So, and I will be. I know I'll be doing it this year. So, okay, so we'll just go into the messages because that's what we're here to do. So we'll start with Taurus first. Taurus for Monday and the week ahead. Okay, thinking, you may be on somebody's mind. First of all, every relationship card starts off with yourself. This is a sign that you may be thinking too much, and that will be your superego that is doing that to you. So Spirit is saying try not to think so much, because in your true consciousness, there are no thoughts, okay? But also it can be that there's somebody that is thinking about you and you are on somebody's mind. Perhaps you've triggered somebody at the moment. That's possible. Let's see what else we're getting. You can see Gilbert. Gilbert is walking around, and he does this when I start working. He's just started doing this lately. It's really weird. Spirit is confirming that you've been getting a better balance lately. You have been getting yourself into a better balance. Well done. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do because as human beings, like I said, our ego is so fragmented, and that's why we tend to be quite unbalanced as individuals because we tend to either be too much in one part of the ego or too much in another part. But you're starting to learn to balance yourself more. And Spirit is saying that this week you're going to have more success with something in your life, and people are going to recognise that you're actually doing quite well. You're moving on more smoothly. You're not exactly where you want to get to by any means, but you're certainly not where you used to be. You used to be in a terrible state, and it wasn't good. You are now moving forwards in the right direction, and although you are not where you would like to end up, things are going to start moving forward more smoothly, and you're also going to have more clarity around the roles that people play in your life, and that will be quite healing for you because it's part of the acceptance journey. When we're going through the awakening journey, is the acceptance of, you know, our expectations of people and the roles that they play. And you're moving towards acceptance of yourself. Okay, this card is about self-acceptance, which is self-love, which brings you into the vibration of love. Some of you could be moving towards a relationship this year, but certainly in the next few days, this week, you're going to be experiencing more self-love. You're going to be feeling more whole and complete. The time where you were trying to, well, you were very lost or things were not good, and you're moving on from that now. The energy there, the timing just wasn't right for us. So what Spirit is saying is, Taurus, don't blame yourself for that period of time, which could have been a very long time for some of you. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel bad, all right? It was just the timing, which basically means karma has been playing out in your life. It was really beyond your control, but now life is moving forward for Taurus in this soul family. Life is starting to move forward. You've obviously paid back some karmas, and that's why I can see in these cards that Taurus is no longer stuck. And over the next few days, you are going to experience a feeling of being more whole and complete, more in balance with yourself, and more in touch with yourself. And some of you could attract a relationship. There could be a reunion between you and somebody else as well on the cards. And Spirit is helping you to feel very inspired, because that is a fairy spirit of inspiration. So there's quite a lot of messages in there, but to just put it all together in a nutshell, if I can, I would just say to you, try not to overthink things, because Spirit is inspiring you at this time, and that's all you need. You are moving in the right direction now. You're not stuck anymore. You're going to be feeling more whole and complete over the next few days. More self-love. There could be a reunion coming up between you and somebody else. Some of you could be attracting love. All right, Taurus. So we're going to go into Virgo next. I'm just drinking tea today. Cup of tea. English tea. Virgo, for the week ahead, letting go. Letting go is sometimes necessary. So this is very good news to have this card, because it means that you're coming into less resistance. There's something that may have been confusing you, and because you were confused, you may have been trying to have too much control over the situation. But there is definitely an energy here of Virgo in this soul family being able to relax and not try to control things, to just be more relaxed. That will be bringing in a very magical dimension to your life, because Spirit can only really get very close and help us when we are relaxed. You were very stressed, very confused or stressed or depressed. But what's happening this week is you are reconnecting with parts of yourself, and you are being more kind to yourself. And you're remembering who you really are. So that's enabling you to just really realise, I do need to just relax now. And just surrender to the way my life is going. Even though it may make no literal sense, I am just going to accept whatever's happening and go with the flow. That is surrender energy, which is very high vibrational, and it allows Spirit to come much closer to you, doesn't it? This is a private piece of work you're doing. It's important not to go around telling everyone what you're doing at the moment. And it's important not to do too much either. Don't say too much or do too much at this current time. That would be for the best. Things will get revealed over the next week more and more. And you are going to get a much better vision. You've got the Queen of Swords. You're going to get a much better vision over where you're headed next. Things are going to start getting more clear. You're going to start feeling a lot more able to have boundaries, because you will actually have the clarity that enable you to put boundaries in. You know, if you've got poor boundaries, it's just a sign that you do not have clarity over yourself. But I can see with this card, Virgo, you are getting clarity over yourself. You are surrendering to God's higher plan for you. So you're going to become a lot more productive over the next week, and you'll feel a lot happier about that. There is something to do with Spirit wanting you to find information out. Okay, it says here, I want to tell you how I feel. Now, it could be that you're finally understanding stuff about how you have felt, and that is what's giving you clarity now. And it's enabling you to just let go and relax more. But it could also be that you are picking up on something. There's been somebody that's wanted to be more communicative towards you or more open with you. Let's have a look at, there's definitely been a need for things to be revealed, and communication and connection. And that's what's going on for Virgo. I feel like you're making a major breakthrough over the next week, and that breakthrough that you make means that you can be kinder to yourself, you can relax, you're going to trust in spirit more, you're going to trust in the process of your life more, and then spirit will bless you and start to give you visions over your next steps. Yeah, spirit is just asking you to receive. Just be in receptive mode. That's it. Just relax, let go. I know it takes courage. I've done it myself and it's quite scary at the time. But over time you realise it's not scary. It's actually a much nicer way to live. So there's something really special going on for Virgo. You're relaxing and you're going to move into this. In relaxing, we go into receiver mode. And when you're receptive, you see, like I said to you earlier, spirit cannot get close to help you if you're not relaxed. So that's a major breakthrough for Virgo in this soul family. Okay, so we're going to go into Capricorn. This is Capricorn for the week ahead. Okay, you've got the card Manifest. Be clear on your outcome. And you've also got Transformation. Enter into the light from out of the darkness. There's something very spiritual going on with your life in the next week. I feel like it's already started to happen. I do feel spirit is very close to Capricorn at this time. And they're sending you messages. They're sending you divine guidance. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's energetic. There's definitely going to be changes that you start to notice going on inside you the next week. I feel like they're saying the time is now, the time is now. You have been trying to observe, you know, what's going on with you and what's going on with your life. And you've been trying to kind of get more consciousness and awareness of what's going on in your life and what's going on with you. And you're starting to notice things that perhaps you hadn't noticed before about yourself, which is the true awakening, you know. Because that means you're shedding ego, which means you're getting back to the core. You're getting back to the core of who you are. Spirit can help you more. Spirit is moving you forward now. There's no going back. You can't keep backtracking anymore. This is now about forward movement for Capricorn. So everything is going to stop. Everything's just going to keep feeling different and different and different. You know, like sometimes in life it feels like we are going round in circles and we're just experiencing similar things, but not necessarily exactly the same. But this is now new territory for Capricorn. And I think it's based off the fact that you are moving to a higher level of consciousness. I feel like there's particularly someone in spirit that's helping Capricorn at this time. It could have been somebody in spirit that was around you as a child, because you've got the Six of Cups. You're getting back to your true nature. You're starting to own yourself more, you know, and be more authentic. You might feel a bit fed up sometimes and question, oh God, you know, why is this taking so long, or why is this difficult, or why is this hard work? But honestly, you're gonna see every single step, they're saying to me, is actually a reward in itself. And so you really start to blossom over the next week. I think there's somebody that is fond of you, that wants to connect to you, but they sometimes get quite disheartened or fed up. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Yeah, I do. I feel like there's somebody that gets quite despondent about life at times, or, you know, I do sense they want to connect with you, and it's spirit is willing them to, because they're saying it's worth it. But I think this person finds it hard. But anyway, someone in spirit has been around you since you were a child, and they're saying to you that you're going to start noticing that although it feels gradual and hard work in your life, I think over the next week you're going to notice more and more blessings starting to bloom, and they are helping you move towards the future. So that is the Fairies of the Future card, and that card is all about moving into the future. Like I said, not really repeating where you've been. I don't see that at all for Capricorn now. So you're going through a transformation. It's about moving towards the future, and this is divinely timed, and you will see some positive progress this week that will make you feel blessed. So we're going to Aquarius. Aquarius for the week ahead. I was just looking at Gilbert there. He does look cute, sitting on all the cushions. Lessons. Love teaches us many lessons. I think there are karmic lessons that you've been going through lately, and you can sense that this is probably something you went through in a past life, that you've come into this incarnation to sort of clear up. It is hard work, and you've really had to persevere. It's really been through a lot of wounds and a lot of like struggles. But Spirit is saying if you just keep persevering, you're going to reap the rewards. And over the next week, you do have the High Priestess, which is showing that you are really moving into a beautiful alignment, Aquarius. You're going to be coming into direct contact with Spirit over the next week. It's going to be a very pure, clear vibration of Spirit that will enter you, that you are opening up to. You're much more tuned into yourself. You will receive something from Spirit over the next week. But it's because of all the hard work that you've been doing. You've been doing hard work on something you would have done in a past life. They're saying to you that this is an opportunity from Spirit directly. Whatever it is you're going through in your life right now, I'm telling you, is it directly an experience that Spirit is wanting you to take the opportunity now and do this now. And it's really weird. The other card to come out is the one with the lady that, you know, put the original tarot together, Pamela Coleman Smith. So there's something here to do with a past life for you, and you now have a perfect opportunity to finally do it, and you will receive. You're tuned in and you're opening up through the hard work you've done, and you are going to receive something from Spirit, and everything's going to make sense. You're going to end up being very successful. There's a message here. I hide behind material things. There is something about hiding or keeping something back or hidden. And I think that is what is finally opening up. Your spirit guides are supporting you. Now, there could be somebody around you that is quite vulnerable, or in fact, that is a mirror that you have been very vulnerable, and Spirit is protecting you. You might question that, but because you're breaking down some kind of karmic lesson through your hard work, and you're grasping this opportunity now, Spirit is actually going to protect you through the process of whatever it is you have to do. I know I'm being shown, Aquarius, in this soul family, having to take on some kind of challenge, and it's karmic, and it will be done this year. And someone in Spirit is going to be protecting you through the process. Okay? Right, so we're going to go into Gemini. This is Gemini for the week ahead. Okay, manifest. Be clear on your outcome. So you're really getting a lot more clarity over your truth. Now that doesn't sound big, but it is big, because the ego is very fragmented. You know, the human ego. The human ego is very fragmented, and that's why human beings tend to be very confused creatures, you know, and they want something 1 minute and the next minute they're changing their minds again. And that is typical of human beings. And it's because the human ego is so fragmented. And what's happening with Gemini is your karma is lifting, and Spirit is allowing you to actually view the truth of what it is that's right for you, meant for you. Okay? So they're actually helping you to see something over the next week and have a lot of clarity over it. This is probably something that you wouldn't have been able to see before, purely because you had karma to burn off. So karma obstructs us from being able to consciously observe truth. There is a hell of a lot, there's been a hell of a lot going on lately, and it will have felt very intense and overwhelming. There could have been communications between you and other, like, various people, or there could have even been communications between different parts of yourself, or indeed Spirit giving you a lot of communication. And whatever form of communication you've been getting, it's been really intense. And there's also been a sudden shift forwards that's very fast, very quick, that's being shown here, after probably a long time of being stuck because you couldn't actually see what needed to be done. But you've paid off karma to a certain level, and therefore Spirit then starts to give you a lot more information and starts to speed up your process of your life. Now, this is the beginning, this week marks the beginning of a new journey for you, which is a rebirth, and it's a very more emotionally fulfilling period of your life. Things are going to be happening extremely fast. You've got this card, so it's a double, you can see that's a double message. Okay, things are going to be happening extremely quickly, and it will feel quite intense. All right, now there is a certain level of still a feeling of obstruction. That is obstruction. But Spirit is saying, Gemini, that obstruction that you feel is purely mental. That's all it is. You are not any longer obstructed on a spiritual or physical level. the only little bit left is your own ego, your own superego, the critical inner parent part of you that is sort of making you live a lie, if you like. But I think you can see through it, and that is being removed very fast. So anything that anything you've been in denial about or not been able to see is starting to transform and change very quickly. Yeah, this is the thing. I couldn't let you get close to me is the message. There's been definitely a feeling of not being able to get close to the truth. It wasn't possible to get close to the truth, and it was just purely because of karma. But I do feel very clearly in these cards, you've paid karma back. So now it's going to start becoming very clear to you what your truth is. You're just going to still have a slight part of you that is still finding it hard to completely fully embrace. You know, it's like there's just that final part of your ego that is used to the way things have always been, okay? But I don't think that will withstand things. I think also I want to say there's somebody connected to you who is going through a hell of a lot of changes, and it's going to be quite shocking to them. And it is, again, it's happening very quick to them as well. And there's a little slight resistance from them still. But I think they're going to, again, I think they're going to find that hard to do anything about, because I do see change being pushed upon this person. And you've got this card, the She of the Cruac is all about being a vessel. And it's actually exactly the same as the Ace of Cups, which is quite incredible. You can sort of see the cup-like shape. So that's confirmation really from Spirit that you're about to fill your cup up. You are about to get emotionally more fulfilled than you've ever been. Just get ready, because this is going to be a hell of a lot happening here for you, Gemini. And any resistance that you feel, or any resistance you see in somebody else, I think is just going to drop away very quickly. Okay, so we're going to go into Libra. This is Libra for the week ahead. Wish. Make a wish. So, something that you had been wishing and wishing and wishing for is starting to happen. So the next week's going to be very magical for you. You've been going through a series of spiritual initiations. It's been hard to manage. It's been very grueling or demanding on you. But you have stepped up to the plate and you've passed these spiritual initiations. So well done. You've got here the King of Swords. You're coming into the next week with a hell of a lot more clarity. You can finally see things clearly that you couldn't see previously. Things will be making more sense to you, and you will have a divine understanding. You're using your vision and your intellect and you can see the truth. You can see you're not confused anymore. There's literally no confusion now, and it puts you in a position of power. Spirit is rewarding you for going through a series of spiritual initiations that were very... This would have been situations and challenges that were extremely demanding on you. And instead of running away and disregarding it, you actually did it, and you surrendered, and you took it on. You know, you put your best foot forward and you persevered. And that's why Spirit is now blessing you. And over the next week, you are going to see, the truth about certain things in such clarity that it gives you more power over your own self. There is a sense of letting go, okay, because that is about letting go of, I would say, the full self. It may have felt like pain, but it really was the full self. It really wasn't your pain. It just felt like it. It was karmic pain. I feel like you're letting go of ideas and things that you just really realise you don't resonate with anymore. It's very liberating, and you are going to be celebrating this week. You're going to be massively celebrating. It marks an ending and a new beginning for you, because you're finally free. You're like, oh, I understand now. I don't actually want this anymore, because I can see now that it's not really something that I need to have anymore. You know, it's not something I even really want. You're basically being liberated from suffering over the next week. And somebody that maybe have gone through heartbreak or loss is going to be feeling a lot happier as well. And that could even be you. Somebody who's hidden behind material things or the physical world, the body, sex, substances, material things. Somebody who's used those things, okay? They're gonna be liberated from this suffering, and they're going to be celebrating and feeling much more fulfilled and happy. There is definitely letting go going on here. Your Libra in this soul family, you are on the road now to happiness, because you're just really clear. So this is something you've wished for a very long time. And Spirit is helping make it happen. You've got Nell, the alchemist. And alchemy is transformation. It's amazing how one substance can be transformed, alchemized into something completely different, just through alchemy. So that's what's happening. It's like, you know, the actual essential situation might not have changed, but the actual substance has. You have changed. So your environment or your situation might not have changed, but you have essentially changed. And that is therefore making everything else easier and more happy. There's something to celebrate. You're letting go of a very difficult time. And Spirit is actually helping you do it. Okay, so let's go into Leo. Leo for the weekend. Oh, sorry. Oh, silly me. Why did I say that? Right, Leo. We're going to go into Leo for the week ahead. Chemistry. Embrace a mutual attraction. Okay, so you are feeling the chemistry. You're feeling a pull towards something that just feels right. It just feels so good. Feels so good. Wow, look at this. This is like a rebirth. This is the mark of a very emotionally fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling period of your life that you've just recently entered. And that's confirmation from Spirit. And the nice thing, over the next week, you start to get visions of this new life. You get visions of how things are growing for you. And it's, what the lovely thing of it is, it's very stable within yourself. You're very rooted, you're very grounded in the source. And it feels very natural. You've matured. You've really matured. And you've learnt a hell of a lot. And it all started with that seed of self-love. And that seed of honouring Spirit. Instead of fighting Spirit, you just honoured Spirit. You know, and that takes a lot of courage. And so now you're more mature. And the next week you're going to notice that you do just feel a lot more trusting in the process of your life. Yeah, you're going to see visions of what's going to happen next. How can I put it without, I don't want it to sound egotistical, but you understand how things are starting to happen in your life. And that makes you relax more and trust more. You know, you sort of do understand, you've got the maturity and the knowledge and the skill to understand what's going on, and that's putting you in more of a position of trust, maturity, calmness. You're not panicking, you know what I mean? You're not doubting, because you sort of understand now what's going on. You're much more in tune with yourself, and you're moving towards much better abundance. Somebody you know may be becoming more in tune with their true emotional nature, and that's going to lead them to better money and becoming a more stable and grounded person. But equally, you are becoming so tuned into yourself. There's even a love match here, potentially. There's some kind of match here between you and somebody else, or a situation that's just perfect for you. There's definitely something that's meant for you. I can't make it up, or I cannot emphasize enough the cards I'm looking at. There is something for Leo in this soul family. It says, I replay our conversations over and over. You can either take that literally, and there is somebody that does replay your conversations over and over, or you can take it energetically. There is absolutely something going on here for Leo in this soul family over the next week. And it is just literally like everything is realigning and coming together for you. But you're not chasing it. It's just, I don't want to say you're in a position of power, but you sort of are, because you took that initial leap of self-love. Spirit is very gentle, very sensitive. There's a very sensitive, gentle, spiritual energy around you. It's love. Some of you could be getting into a love relationship. this year, very soon. Others of you, this is like, wow, I mean, your whole life is starting to become what you would always dreamed of, or you're really, something is drawn to you. It's amazing. Amazing energy there for Leo. Okay, we're going to go into Aries. Aries for the weekend. Blimey, why do I keep saying that now? I've done the weekend readings. I don't know what's going on with me. Why? I'm going into a zone and I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Sorry about that. I'm going to go into Aries for the week ahead. Alright, Aries for the week ahead. Free will. The path you take is up to you. It's up to you which path you take, but inevitably you will end up in the place that you was always destined to be. There is a lot here to do with balance. You've got this Chariot card, which is about balance, and you've also got the Lovers card, which is about balance. Well, it's sort of, it is and it isn't. I mean, what they're saying is you've gone through a series of challenges, spiritual initiations, and you stepped up to the plate. You didn't run away. You did work from your highest and best, you know, and Spirit is now blessing you, and you're at a crossroads and you can make a decision. And it's totally down to you which decision you make, you know, and there's a sense of mystery. There is a sense of mystery. You're being more rational and you are trying to make the most conscious decision. I sense you not rushing something here. You know, Emperor is about you being more rational because you've gone through these spiritual initiations and you've learned a lot from recent challenges. So Spirit has blessed you with a higher level of consciousness and clarity. And you just want to make sure that you proceed in the most conscious way, in the most spiritual way. You don't want to rush the next decision. So it is a bit mysterious. There is something to do with repetition or cycles. Okay, this here, I replay our conversation over and over. There is attraction. Like I said, there's a sense that you can make a decision and it won't either be the right or the wrong, and eventually whatever's predestined for you is going to happen regardless anyway. You know, because there's definitely something like a cycle going on here that's been leading you towards this pathway anyway. Gilbert, you're snoring. It's off-putting. There's Spirit is giving you great willpower and determination. Okay, great willpower and determination. And that is also signifying a breakthrough. So the more conscious you stay, because the Lovers card is also about whether you take the high road or the low road. The more conscious you stay, Spirit is coming forth closer to support you, and probably give you the breakthrough that you've been looking for. So it is just all a matter of time for Aries. Just know that because I know this reading is not actually probably giving you the answer that you want, and I'm conscious of that. But on the other hand, what it is saying is that by staying as conscious as you can and not rushing something, Spirit will break through, you know, because that is a breakthrough. Spirit will break through the answer for you. It might be a bit slower, but it will come forth. Okay? So we'll see how the next few readings go, because probably more will get revealed, Aries, all right? Okay. And also the sword can represent communication, and it represents truth. So just know as well that the truth will come out eventually. It has to. It's the truth. It will come forth, and there will be communication. So we're going to go into Sagittarius. All right. Why have I got a snoring dog? He's a pug, so he snores, and it's a bit annoying sometimes. Right, Sagittarius for the week ahead. Past. Leave the past in the past. And that card was just literally in my hands. Leave the past in the past. Don't worry about it, because it's all karma, you know, and you're just along for the rides. Honestly, that is how this life in the Matrix really, really is. We get the illusion of free will, but really it is just a cinema. It is just a movie playing out in front of you. And the part of the movie is already moving forward. It has been a struggle recently, but these are struggles that you will overcome. And there may be conflicts involving 5 people, but it can also just represent the struggle of life, the daily struggles, but you can overcome them, and you are. And over the next week, you're going to realise you've got a lot more spiritual and emotional maturity than you did have previously. You're also being very much protected by somebody in spirit. You've made some sort of major completion. This is karmic, okay? And it's something that's probably carried forward from a past life, and the first card did say past. So this is past lives, karmic patterns that you came into this incarnation to clear up. And now we've got a new beginning, a new adventure awaits. It can be concerning a child, and it can also be like your own inner child. Do you see what I mean? You've had to clear up a lot of karmic stuff to get back to your true nature as God intended you to be for this lifetime. And now you've completed some karmic cycles. Spirit is releasing you to step forth into your next chapter. And there's a sense of excitement. There's a sense of the unknown. There could be a child or a younger person or an immature person in your life that has finished a cycle they've been on, and they are now going to be ready to move forward into their next chapter as well. So they're sort of mirroring you in a way. But if we just focus on you, Sagittarius, you are basically being supported by Spirit to now move forward, and you are going to find that that is naturally happening. It will have a momentum beyond your control. There's a message here, I want to be more than friends. There is a sense of somebody being attracted to you. They're attracted to your energy because you've obviously entered a more conscious energy now, which is always going to be highly attractive. And the Page of Wands can represent somebody who's attracted to you. All right, so there could be a new attraction going on here, or it's the sign that there is basically a new beginning happening. in your life, and it's all about the future, and you are actually going to find that you're really ready for this next chapter, whatever it may be. You've also got here spirit. This is your spirit, guys, and they are giving you healing of the heart chakra healing. Okay, and it can also signify love as well. So something is being healed for Sagittarius at this time to do with love and relationships. And this healing in the heart chakra is sort of like it's been divinely timed. It was always going to happen now. And spirit is definitely working on you at this time with this. And I feel it is going to free you up to move forward. So it's going to be an interesting week for you. It could feel like a real sense of relief, and a massive sense of self-love. And you could also feel like you are having some kind of spiritual enlightenment over the next week as well. Okay, so we're going to go into... that's cold now. We're going to go into... oh, sorry. A bit of juice there. Scorpio. Oh. Scorpio for the week ahead. Chemistry. Embrace a mutual attraction. Feeling very attracted to something or someone. Also, your own chemistry could be rebooting at this time, and you could be noticing that you feel like much more alive than you had lately. Yes, wow, Scorpio, my God. Something being revealed to you very recently. It's like you suddenly, the lights are coming on, and where it was very confusing and you was very lost, all of a sudden the lights come on and it's like, wow, I can see clearly. Or something's been revealed to you, or you've been given some information. Now this is making you very happy. You are coming back to life and you're being resurrected. Look at that, the judgment, you know, coming out of the coffin, resurrection, you know, coming back to life. So this is the beginning of a very new happy chapter for you. You deserve it. Spirit's been working behind the scenes for you. There's a sense of immaturity, okay? I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but there's a sense of you feeling more alive and more yourself, if that makes sense. More carefree, enjoying yourself, going off on a tangent and just doing what you want. Departing situations that you were never going to win. You know, if I carry on down that road, I'm never going to win. Or if I carry on down that road, all right, I might win, but what the hell is it I'm going to win? Whatever I win, it's not going to be for me. It'll be for other people. It'll be for other people's gratification, and I won't be getting anything fulfilling out of it. So you're... something's really happening for you. You're really coming to life here. It's wonderful. Oh my God. Scorpio. Look at this. I love you. I want to say, obviously, the way I work, everything has to start off with the self. That's what all the gurus talk about. You are really coming back to life. It's going to be different how it's manifested for all of you, how it's taking place, but it's purely through realizing I can't change anything out there. I can't fix people or change them or, you know, make my life. All I can do is be me. All I can do is love me, and that love of myself and my truth, that's transformative, and that's what's bringing you back to life. It's like you're breathing life back into yourself by focusing on you. But there could have been some information that somebody shared with you that helped this process along, or there could have been something Spirit showed you visually, you know, that helped this process along. I do feel Spirit's been kind of working with you on this. But it's such a realization to say, do you know what, I'm turning my back on doing things that was only going to satisfy other people, and it wasn't going to satisfy me. Hell, you know. The fairy who was kissed by the pixies, you've got heart chakra healing as well. So if you've got Sagittarius in your chart, you're getting heart chakra healing just like Sagittarius is. The heart is the true self. That's where everything starts. So there's something very magical happening for Scorpio in this soul family over the next week. And it's wonderful. I would say to you, this is a rebirth. And I know that sounds cliched, but if it's happening to you, you understand what I'm saying, that this is fantastic. And Spirit is showing me that the life is being breathed back into you. And you're getting such a strong connection to yourself that you're just going to be feeling happy. All right, you're going to be feeling happy, and something very good is going to happen for you. So there you go, Scorpio. Let's go into Pisces. Pisces for the week ahead. Pisces for the week ahead. Happiness. Unlock the doors to happiness. How lovely. See what else we're getting. So it's all about knowing that you're at a point in your life where things are starting to get much happier. You've got the Page of Cups. I mean, I don't know if this is a Pisces card, but for me, it's very Pisces energy. This is like your little inner child, you know, all creative, artistic, sort of sensitive, and, you know, but also quite eccentric and different, you know. The Page of Cups is about embracing a journey, an adventure that is all to do with you, and feeling so excited about it, and a bit naive. And it can even be to do with sexuality and things like that. It is a feminine energy as well, I want to say. So, now over the next week, you're going to be very rational. You're not going too dreamy, because obviously with the Pisces energy, we can go a bit too dreamy. It's lovely, but, you know, there's consciousness here. There is a rational energy, which is great, because that brings a sense of, I'm not just dreaming anymore. This is actually happening. Do you see what I mean? I'm not just dreaming about being happy. I'm not just dreaming about things I like. It's actually happening. You're making things happen. And there may be organisations or a person in your life of authority that you are working with on this situation. Spirit is very much supporting you with this emotional and spiritual rebirth. This is extremely happy time for Pisces in this soul family. You've got here, you know, King of Cups, the Ace of Cups. I mean, you're opening up. You're opening up the love of spirit within yourself. You know, some of you could be falling in love. Some of you could be falling in love with yourself. Some of you could be falling in love with your life. I mean, all of these things can be happening. But it is definitely the beginning of a more emotionally and spiritually fulfilling chapter of your life. And Spirit is protected. Spirit wants you to know you're protected through this journey. Okay. And it's not something that is just being thought about. Like I said, this is something that is actually going to start happening this week. I wish I could take back my words. There is a sense of regret. It may be your regret or it may be somebody else's regret, but it's not really necessary anymore, because I can honestly say from these cards, you're already into the next chapter of this. So it doesn't matter what's happened previous. If you're thinking about a relationship, I can say to you that I feel it's very likely somebody is going to become a lot more expressive towards you. Or they're going to be feeling a lot more towards you. Wow. You've got the card Himself. And that is an energy of miracles. A miracle taking place for Pisces in this soul family over the next week. That's powerful. That's probably the most powerful reading Pisces has had for quite some time. Although I think it's been building the last few months. Wow. Okay, so we're going to go into Cancer now. Cancer for the week ahead. Oh, that is so funny. Look at that. Just as I said, as the week ahead and ahead. Focus on what's in front. Okay. They're moving you forward. Things are starting to unfold for you. You are very much more surrendered to Spirit. You're much more in tune with yourself, and you're respecting Spirit, and you're not trying to change your life or change things. Do you know what I mean? Like when I say that, I mean you're just going with the flow of life more, and that takes a lot of courage. You know, it takes a lot of courage and commitment to be the High Priestess, because it means stepping to one side and just being a vessel for what Spirit is making you do. And that's the most holy way to live. So it is quite hard work, because I can see it's going to feel like there's a lot, you know, you do feel a bit tired or wounded from the things you've had to go through. But Spirit is saying, if you keep persevering, it's going to be really worth it. You're taking your power back, you know, and you're realising, I've got to kind of think about what am I going to get from things. You're realising that maybe what you thought you wanted isn't really what you wanted. And you may have been very sure, you may have been very, very sure at one point that you really thought you wanted this particular thing. And now you're realising that you wouldn't really want it. So you're sort of taking your power back. You're still facing some kind of dilemma. And that is quite hard work for you at the moment. you're sort of waiting, I think, for more information, or you're waiting for the right time. There has been a cycle of some kind. I replay our conversations over and over. Okay, so there's been some kind of cycle that you've been on, and you definitely want to take your power back and not keep going through the same cycle in the same way. But I think you're still not completely sure of exactly what to do, you know? And I think that's why it's very important for you to just keep surrendering each day. Just treat each day like, well, every day is a brand new day, and you just have to wake up every day and see what spirit brings you. And if you keep treating it like that and keep persevering, you are going to get what you want, all right? You don't need to go round in circles in your head thinking that it's up to you to solve a situation or, you know, do something. There is somebody possibly that's been in denial, either you or somebody else, and they can't see clearly. They might not understand, they might be confused about their feelings for you because they can't actually see clearly. At the same time, I think they are realising that the road they've been on wasn't really for them after all. But they're sort of still quite foggy, and they still can't quite see what it is they need to do. So I wouldn't say there's anyone being harsh on you or cruel. It's literally their level of consciousness that they can't see clearly. And likewise, you still don't really see 100% clearly, you know, about taking the leap and making a decision on something. But it's okay, because the most important thing Spirit is saying is just to focus on each day as it's coming. Be a vessel for Spirit, completely surrender, deal with whatever challenge comes up each day, and just bide your time. You know, this is the commitment to Spirit. Spirit will show you what will need to be done in due course, because Spirit has a destined plan for you that will take place regardless. So, you know, you've just got to keep persevering at the moment. And I know that might not be the reading everyone wants to hear, but there is the reassurance here that you are Cancerians in this soul family. We are now aligned to God, to Spirit. You know, we're not fighting our life. We're not, you know, any of that stuff. We are now surrendered and honouring Spirit, and just taking each day as it comes and taking each challenge with the best, you know, the best energy, and we're just moving forward, okay? And clarity will come. Clarity will come. Spirit will be able to come closer to us now, because we're not playing any sort of games or being resistant. A miracle is coming. That's the card we wanted to see. Look, that is a miracle himself. If you've got Pisces in your chart, you might want to watch that reading. But Spirit is saying a miracle is ahead. And right as you start to get very tired and worn out and wounded, the miracle will come. And it's coming forth. So again, all you've got to do is just stay in this very surrendered state. Surrender is like a form of relaxing. And when you relax, that is how Spirit can come very close to you and make a miracle occur, you see. So I'm sending you lots of love as Cancer. Hang in there. It's going to be worth it. You might not feel completely sure how things are going to pan out and happen at the moment, but if you keep doing what you're doing, a miracle's on the way. You know? By the grace of God. So you're not going to be waiting or stuck, I don't think, for too much longer, you know. Okay, so that's the message. If you do want to book in for a reading, you're very welcome. Just contact me. If you want to do your birth chart to get more clarity on your life and basically how spirit really intends you to be, you know, so that you don't keep getting confused, then just, you know, contact me and we can do it. And if you've had your birth chart session before, we can do another one. The first birth chart session is slightly more money, and then after that it would just be like what you pay for a normal session, because the birth chart, I mean, essentially that is your true nature, your true energy. So I mean, you know, you can just do lots of sessions on that, because understanding yourself is the awakening process that is not very straightforward. You know, so yeah, anyway, that's everything really. And thanks for supporting the channel, thanks for giving the video a thumbs up, and I'm sending you lots of love and peace across Gaia, wherever you are.